Hi, Daddy. What are you doing? It was Chris. Chris was a guy I met. He was in second grade. I was a junior in high school. Three of us we did this teacher's assistant, teacher's aide or something class where I don't know if it was once a week or once a day. I feel like it was once a week because I don't feel like I was there that often. Maybe it was once a day. And if it was once a day, it's crazy because I went into this lady's class, Mrs. Kennedy, and she almost never spoke to me. I just kind of like stood in the corner not knowing what to do. And then occasionally she would have me work with one student, and his name was Chris. Hi, Yogi. And, it was obvious he was behind the rest of the class. He's the only one of those people I remember. He's the only one of those students I remember. He was very unique, and his voice was a little like this. He's gonna take me into the hallway and help me with my schoolwork. And one time I saw him at City Market, the grocery store in Carbondale, and he was with his family, and it was the same thing. Very outgoing, much more outgoing than I would have been in first grade. Hi, Aki. What are you doing here? Chris was an interesting character. Chris from Carbondale Elementary. Where are you? Where are you? Second grader in the year 1997. Oh, and this picture, it's obviously 20 years earlier, but that's what the school looked like. It still looked like that in 97. There's not even a school there now, I don't think. Saw the movie Snowden. Really enjoyed it. Now, Edward Snowden got him confused. I got him confused with Julian Assange for a while there. Damn it. And he actually appears in the movie at the end, does a little brief interview. It's obvious after hearing this guy speak for a minute or two that he's probably got a genius IQ. The guy's probably a genius. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievably smart. And we're in this situation where, did he do the right thing? Is whistleblowing the right thing? As a member of the public, I'd much rather have that information than not have that information. Do we need some mass surveillance like that? Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to give away a little bit of the movie, but in the movie, and I don't know how true this is, he wrote an application software called Heartbeat, and what it did is it tracked the searches that the NSA did for people in the world, and the vast majority were people in the United States, and they were not foreign-born, foreign countries. So obviously, this system helps them find terrorists, but at the same time, it looks like it's being abused. And, I read this book, The Looming Tower, by Lawrence Wright. And in The Looming Tower, the whole theme of the book is that, for the most part, is the CIA is not sharing information with the FBI. They know that there are certain bad actors here in the United States, people with potential to do bad things, and they're not even giving the FBI the information. They have this little war between them. So I think there's a balance. I think what he did was amazing, was great. By sharing this information with the public, he just wants the public to decide. At the same time, there's two sides of it. I think it probably does prevent a lot of terrorism having the surveillance. So, it's one of those things. It's a gray area, just like most things in life. I think it was Oliver Stone's best movie in a long time. My favorite movie by Oliver Stone was U-Turn, which was like a film noir movie with Sean Penn. He wrote Scarface also, and that's a great movie. That 9/11 movie that he did was absolutely horrible. Horrible. Now, I will say this. If Stone would have adapted the book that I was telling you about earlier, Looming Towers, Lawrence Wright's book, for the screen, that would have been a better choice, because it follows in part a guy named John O'Neill who was working with the FBI, and O'Neill was tracking bin Laden, wanted to get bin Laden, but eventually decided to retire and moved into the World Trade Center as their head of security in August of 2001, and we all know what happened. So that's an interesting story, very interesting story. It's, as we transition now, it's so unlikely that I would be doing this show. As unpopular as it is. I mean, this may be the very most unpopular channel on all of YouTube. I think it's because I always wanted to be in entertainment. Now, whether, of course, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a basketball player. That didn't, I didn't have the ability for that. And then after you fail at that, you start looking around, and I knew that I liked guys like Conan O'Brien, Norm Macdonald, David Letterman. So I wanted to possibly get into entertainment. But once I started doing Yuppie Productions, and now later this, you start to realize that you have to talk. Anyone that knew me growing up knew that I did not talk. I was very shy. I didn't want to. It's weird when it's like I want to do entertainment, but I just want to sit in the corner and say nothing. What if that's what this show was? Me just dead air. Me just saying nothing and afraid to speak, and occasionally blurting out one word sentences or phrases.